get weird.
Yeah. What's been happening in the skies over Washington, Alex?
That's not first.
Oh.
Well, I say that I just ruin this. Okay, guys.
You want me to?
I got the first one. Don't you worry. So
I can just go back to that other story.
No, don't be like that. So Catholics, right? They can't get a win.
Well, you always rag on Catholics every time.
I just say they can't get a win. They're not.
You have an impression of Catholicism that's very different from what's actually happening.
Am I wrong?
I don't know. People
do they have a great perception?
People like the Pope.
The PR's not great.
Really
do people like the Pope?
Yeah, people like Pope.
Like Catholics like the Pope.
Of course, Catholics like the bloody Pope. They're the freaking Catholics.
But he's the cool Pope.
He is the cool Pope.
I have heard that. He actually seems alright.
Yeah.
But it's just everything else.
Yeah, a lot of controversy going on, doesn't it?
Popes are weird in general.
So,
Pope's weird. We just said he was the cool Pope.
He's cool. He's
He's
cool.
saying
this
the
week,
is around the Pope.
If you were attending the Blackfriars Priory School, wasn't meant to be funny.
Primary school.
You would have gotten a priory.
Priory.
I'm not sure what that means.
Are you imagining a black person working a deep fryer?
No, Friar Tuck, but he's black.
Oh my god.
Okay, so if you were there, you would have gotten a new statue this week.
Keen.
Whoa, I love a good statue.
And it lasted about a
that's
day, maybe two. It's on the screen if you're watching. If not, it lasted a day or two before somebody with a brain put a cloth over it.
It's a picture of a monk, and he's holding a piece of a potato or a loaf of bread. It's a very short, stubby one in his hand, right in front of his genitals.
Yeah, but
and there's a child
cupping it.
Yeah,
and
grabbing the food.
And is the child kneeling?
Right in front of his genitals. I assume he's just very small. Because he's quite young.
I think he might be kneeling.
So the nicest way this has been described has been, it's potentially
suggestive.
It's potentially suggestive.
Yeah.
Does that suggest things to you guys?
It's not a good look.
It suggests that it's like somehow a metaphor for the whole Royal Commission.
Wow.
Why? How did this blow up? Like, how did this get noticed? Right, this is just a
surely a parent.
Naturally,
and come on, that's ridiculous. Why have you got to? I'm not bringing my child to this place if this is what you stand for.
Yeah.
Anyone with a brain can see this and go, that looks like a sexual predator statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, it didn't take long for them to take it down. Like,
how much would that have cost them?
It didn't actually say. The details are actually super hard to find on this thing because I think they're just trying to cover it up as hard as they can. Like it's
quite a lot, I'd imagine.
They got it from Vietnam, which is where they get a lot of students from as well. That wasn't as an insult. That's like an actual thing.
Oh, that school gets a lot of Vietnamese students.
Yeah,
it was in Adelaide, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the statue is meant to be. Oh, it is of Saint Martin de Porres. I'm not sure how to say it.
De Porres.
He must have fed a lot of kids. And I imagine structurally it's easier to get the arm to be very close to the body.
True.
Well, it's... Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's not smart, but like it's harder to make the statue stick its arm out, right?
He's sticking something out.
Yeah. It's like... Who approved that? Surely he gave a sketch or something of what he was going to do.
I don't know. You order a statue from Vietnam. I don't know. Maybe you just get it and they were like, well, we paid a lot of money for it. We might as well put it up and hope no one notices.
Like, whoever made it has to be a smart ass, eh? Like, they... Like...
I don't know if, like, older people see things like that, though.
Yeah, true.
You know?
You don't hold something at penis height shaped as a penis.
But the child is at penis height.
That's even worse.
It's not their fault they're at
penis height. If this wasn't built in Vietnam, I would question who the artist is, and if it was like an Australian artist, I'd be like,
It was a subversion.
Yeah.
Subversion.
Yeah.
Of the statue's meaning.
Like, just put your arm further out.
Well,
differentiate the potato from the body.
That's very difficult.
Yeah, it's made of stone. What if the arm falls off?
It's no real excuse though, right?
Then it'll be like the Venus de Milo.
So people are blind. What are they going to do? They're taking it down, I guess.
They're getting a local person
to do it.
To redo
to
it?
Chop
that arm off.
Just chop his arm off.
Just freaking sledgehammer it and make a completely new one, because this is going to follow you forever.
Replace it with a sausage.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't help.
Or replace it with a gun, or...
That's not good.
I was trying to think of something that would just look completely
A
different.
fake penis.
Cross, maybe?
There's actually nothing you can hold in that position
high,
with a child going for it. That is good.
Unless it was like an octagon or something.
A spider.
Yeah.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
And it's still
but
be
you wouldn't
penis
think it was a
size.
penis.
An octagon.
No, you wouldn't think
Well,
that's
he's
a penis,
holding
but
it
you'd
up.
think he was
Just-
trying to lure the child in
just
with
the
the
shape.
octagon.
You know those kids love octagons.
Yeah, tell me what this shape
When you said
is.
octagon, I was thinking UFC octagon.
Me too.
I was like,
Are they fighting in there?
Like a mini octagon and there's two fighters in it and it's just holding it. Well, that would confuse people so much the other way that it might actually work.
Hey kid, check this out.
What did you guys think they should do with this statue?
get rid of it. Get something else.
Get rid of the kid.
Yeah, get rid of the kid.
Put it in a museum for
He
funny
still looks like
statues.
he's
Holding
himself
it.
It's still
Yeah.
it's still pretty bad without the kid.
Get rid of the
It
kid
just,
and get rid of that arm.
It
maybe.
just makes it so terrible with the kid. Like
Can
it's
you add
so
stuff to a statue that's made out of a solid piece of stone.
maybe
I don't know how much you can move things around.
You could paint him, make him look like Batman.
you could probably take away, but you can't add. I imagine because it wouldn't be structurally like.
Yeah, I guess you can maybe drill something in. Yeah.
He's going to drill something.
Sounds like a big job they got ahead of him.
Phrasing.
This kid's got a big job.
Jeez,
Like-
no. Red flag.
I hate to break this down
Red
so
flag
hard,
right
but
there.
even look at how the kid is like his hand is shaped. Like it's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
He's cupping
You
that
can't
potato.
do this
Ridiculous.
terribly by accident. Whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing.
They're a genius.
Maybe in Vietnam that's not
A dick
weird.
joke against the Catholic Church is not genius. It's very easy to
It's
do.
quite easy, isn't it?
It's very easy to take shots at the
It's a
Catholic
low
Church.
hanging
Have
fruit.
you ever made a penis statue? That's
I-
high comedy.
I don't doubt the quality of work. The actual sculpting looks pretty great.
It's
Actually,
the idea
it's quite
that's wrong.
impressive that they managed to make it that obvious and still get it unveiled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess on that front,
You think the school would have looked at it before they unveiled it?
impressive.
Well, it's funny you say that because the school has a history.
Do they?
It actually doesn't. This article was trying to fluff it up.
Okay.
Wrong word. And
Build it.
it's had like one case in the past 20 years.
Yeah.
Which was like true.
Like
Of
pedophilia?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Well, that's just a
That
standard
wasn't
school
the-
then, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that.
What would the numbers be on that?
I don't know.
It's
But
gotta be
that-
on every school.
I think it was like 2007.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it could be related in any way.
Mm.
Like
the
maybe as
statue?
an ex-teacher or something. I mean ex-student.
what?
You
But if
did
it was
the
in
statue?
Vietnam,
You're saying
oh,
this is like
they-
a commemorative
So-
statue?
No, he's
No,
suggesting
like,
the ex-student
trying to
went
get back at the
Vietnam.
school.
To get back at the school, he did that. It's a very convoluted idea.
Yeah.
But they have Vietnamese.
It's a very
students.
convoluted statue.
Very loose.
Look at that
to
thing.
connect.
This is
More
like
than
some
one
Sherlock-
person saw that and said, "Yeah, let's put that in a school."
What does he get from it?
Retribution.
I don't know how much is his retribution.
He's just fist pumping right now.
What else happened in
It's like,
penis
that'll show.
news, Ali?
Speaking of penises,
What happened?
so the Navy, right?
Oh, I love the Navy.
You can sail the 7 seas.
Sure can.
In the Navy?
Yeah. I can't remember the next line.
You can
Come
put your
on.
mind
It's
at
in the
ease.
Navy again, I believe.
Yeah, but then what happens after that? He said the end of the Navy bit. I meant to say that.
Oh.
Mind at ease or something. Isn't it?
Can help your fellow man?
In the Navy?
So
Hey.
they.
I like my
So the
bit.
Navy's Air Force, not well, the person flying the plane is in the Navy,
Yeah.
in the air.
They have F-18s.
That's
Do they?
confusing.
They draw.
So
they
they're not
draw
the Air
something.
Force.
What do
No.
you think they would draw?
No, they're the Navy. The
They're the
Navy
Navy.
has
Their own
aircraft.
plane.
Yeah.
They would draw vote no.
Wow. I was not expecting that answer.
Didn't someone do that?
Yeah, they did. They paid for a skywriter to write vote no.
Not so obscure.
Clearly worked.
Yeah,
Very effective use of
obviously.
money.
Yes, thank goodness.
So this is what he drew.
Where was this?
For audio listeners, it is a giant penis in the sky.
Yeah.
It is a long
balls.
shaft, and
shaft with a figure 8 at the bottom.
Yep.
yeah, there's no knob outline. There's no urethral hole. There's no pubes.
There's no hairs.
These
Yeah.
natural clouds.
There's
kind
no
of makes it-
veins.
Well,
You
that's
could
'cause
say the natural cloud is a vein.
I assume that's because he couldn't turn it off and on though, because this is made with contrails, which are just on.
Mm.
Okay. So Skywriter can turn it on and off.
Yeah, Skywriter can turn the thing on and off that's putting out the skywriting. He was just doing this with the natural effect that condensation occurs when a really fast vehicle goes through.
Oh, so it wasn't like a skywriter.
No, he didn't have like a smoke machine on his jet. At a certain altitude, certain speed, the conditions are right. You can make contrails like this.
That makes this so much better.
Yeah, I was going to say, so he's actually like
speed.
an artist. Like, this wouldn't be easy to do.
No, but...
Like, look how precise, like, where the shaft meets the ball is.
It's good flying.
Just glad there's not a...
It's good flying.
Like, how did they get such a sharp corner?
It would have been pretty high.
And, like, how do you do the shaft without wrecking the balls?
He would have been pulling a lot of G's when he was around the tip.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just
because he's turning so hard.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Right.
If you zoom out, he also drew a priest. That's actually a potato.
I wasn't expecting to respect this guy at this end of this conversation, but the way you're talking about how difficult this would have been, actually
props to him.
That being said, he would have worked so hard to become a Navy pilot. Yeah. Like a fighter pilot. He's flying F-18s. This is like a job that so many people would want. Why would you do that?
Hey, it doesn't matter where
he's in trouble.
He's been reprimanded.
Yeah, they've been grounded.
Doesn't matter where you go. Dicks are funny.
So
they are funny.
They two
but
on
would you risk your job?
That you worked
One
so
of
hard
the
for.
greatest jobs there is to do that.
Do you think? So he's in big trouble.
Yeah, they grounded him.
Like,
their air crew.
Was he just training and just having fun, or was he on a mission?
Training. They're above Washington State. I don't know what missions the Navy flies.
So this is US, is it?
Yeah, it was at Widboy. Which I guess is some sort of military place in Washington, and they labelled it as immature and unethical.
Yeah, but people's reactions were quite funny.
Seems like another Top Gun.
Hey, it's free advertising. I haven't talked so much about the Navy in years.
It's an ad for Top Gun 2.
Yeah,
no,
maybe. No, probably not.
That's not effective.
This really isn't associating me with Top Gun 2.
Well,
so
we're talking about it, so...
Unless that's a 2. I think I could see a 2.
No, it's called Top Gun Infinity.
Is there another one coming out?
Yeah.
Is that real?
Is it called Top Gun Infinity?
Top Gun Maverick.
I was just doing the 8.
Okay.
I don't know what it's doing. We are streaming though.
Cool.
So that's enough about penis. Unless you guys got more about penis.
I could talk for days about
Wasn't there a man who drilled himself in the nuts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The story doesn't have a lot of details though.
Okay.
A man drilled himself with a concrete drill.
Still funny.
In the groin area.
Yeah. It's one in 5 centimetres?
5 centimetres.
This is a worker in Sydney?
Yeah. And it was at Movie World in the studios where they make the movies. And that's about all we know about
I know a guy who did something very similar.
He drilled himself in the balls and or penis.
Apparently this is very easy to do.
And it went 5 centimetres deep.
So he must be doing it like that, right? Sitting down.
Yeah, right.
No, I think it was like a ricochet thing.
Oh, okay.
Because he was drilling into concrete, which I guess
it's a special drill.
You have to apply super amount of like force and pressure to do that, I imagine. Because concrete, it's hard, right?
Right in the balls.
You know what else is hard? Finishing a podcast.
Not him.
That potato.
No, it isn't. Well, that's it.
Pretty hard.
It's been episode 69. How do you guys think we went?
Should we have rotated 2 of us?
True.
That's funny. You're funny, Jono.
Can't wait for 96.
That's it for Trend Settings episode 69.
I got it.
We are Group Settings. This is Trend Settings. Join us next week. Subscribe if you are live. Thanks for joining us live. And Dip.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks you for having me.
My name's Ali.
I'm Jono.
I'm Dip.
I'm Penis.
Sure are.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.